Good morning. My name's Chad Benton, and I'm responsible for the film Woman's Work. And I have with me some cast members and our illustrator. So going down the line, we have
I'm Teresa Gary.
she was our lead actress, and then supporting lead male.
Hi, I'm Christopher Carrington.
They were the husband and wife team, and then
Aaron Sode, I'm the animator.
well, for my part, the film was about a housewife who discovers that she's a superhero, and then has to fight for the fact that she needs respect in her family, and then in this new community that she started to work in. Since she's in the union now, she's sort of a newbie, so she has to get respect. And her husband doesn't really appreciate her because it just looks sexy when she's in the spandex. He just sees spandex. He doesn't see authority. Is that right?
No, you say what you got to say for yourself.
No, I mean, and you could see by his lack of response that that's the true thing. Wouldn't you agree, Teresa?
I would agree.
And what was the name of your superhero title?
She was Lady Adrenaline.
Lady Adrenaline, which means
I was super fast.
super fast. What happens is she catches the iron that her son knocks over, and it doesn't really burn her because she realizes that, wait, these powers can be magnified into something for good. Would you say?
Right. Yeah.
I guess it's been going on for ages, but there's always these superhero films, especially in the past 10 years, that seem to humanize them more than anything else. And I thought, what a great chance to tell a story about a superhero, but in an irregular environment. So if you put it in the household, you suddenly have a clash of the situation becomes a clash, because she has to work with this world, but she's rooted in this one world with her family, and you can't just leave that. So you have to pay respect to both. So I think it stemmed from that. And also my mother. I wanted to do something about moms because I think moms are they're magical creatures, if you will, because they take care of you, they do all this stuff for you, they make sure you have a fun time, and they never complain to you about, the back-breaking work that they have to do, cleaning everything behind you. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. I'm not a mom, but I have one, and she does everything.
So we just want to do something for moms and, just show them in the superhero context.
Well, I just read the script. What drew me to it was because it was a superhero, and being a woman, you want to be a superhero. Every little girl wants to be Wonder Woman, and I'm no exception to that. And so I saw the role and thought, okay, let's do it. This might be fun. And so Chad called me up and asked me for an audition. And actually, the day that I came in, I was really going to cancel the audition.
You were sick.
Yeah, I was sick. And the only reason I came in was because I didn't have a phone number to call him.
And the reason she couldn't call me was I didn't have a cell phone, so I made this whole movie without a cell phone. So it can be done. Because if people can't call you, they can't cancel.
But I didn't want to disappoint him too much, so I wanted to go there and tell him I couldn't read. And when I walked in the door, he was so excited. I was like, oh my God, this guy is so excited. And so I just sat in a chair, and he was like, well, let's just read through a couple scenes. I never even told him I didn't feel good. We ended up doing the whole script, right?
Yeah,
We just
yeah.
started playing, and it just kind of all happened like that. Went home. I was feeling better, by the way. And I went home, and he called me, and he was like, will you do it? And I was like, sure, I'll do it. So it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I mean, I prepared out of state of envy because I read the script and it's like, wait, this guy doesn't turn into a superhero at all. Every kid that's a boy grows up with a towel strapped around his neck, pretending to be some sort of flying superhero. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be in a superhero movie. And I was like, well, I'm not going to be a superhero, though. Then I started approaching it from the aspect of real human male, raising a family, desires, and what man doesn't want to see his wife in a superhero outfit? So when I read that aspect of it and started thinking about it and going through the different types of emotions that he might have having to deal with his wife not being away, not in the house where she's always been there. She's a housewife, and then he has to do all of that and raise a kid. You start thinking about different things. The superhero stuff is like, I'm glad I'm not a superhero. So it was very interesting to go through those different ranges. And as far as the time aspect, we were on him about, man, don't leave us out to dry. We do these films and we never see them, so don't leave us out to dry. And he kept us, posted and abreast every step of the way.
Yeah, I gave them dailies before we had finished the first cut. I said, I promise you anything, I give you whatever you want. I gave them all their scenes, even the stuff we didn't cut out, even the stuff that was cut out. Sorry. Oh, and now would be a good time to say, I posted a thing for people to come audition, and these two were the only two that showed up. But the best part about it was that doesn't sound good at all. I know. The best part was they were the only ones I wanted to show up. It worked out perfect. So when you showed up, it was just I wanted to tell you right then, and there you had.
Well,
it.
you did.
And you as
by
well.
jumping up and down.
They killed me. I was just laughing so hard. We were shooting at one point. I was laughing so hard I had to leave the room, and then realized they were still shooting. The physical production, the shoot days it took about 5 days, but then post production took about 4 years, because I worked. Because I worked with an illustrator and wanted to make this idea of adding animation to it, make it kind of rich. So it was completely new to me. So I wanted to take my time with it, and I worked with Aaron on developing these sequences. So and I was under no pressure to turn it into anyone. So I had the luxury of time and building that up. Oh right. Before they got too old, I had to finish it. Well, when I started, I thought it was just a quiet little story about a family in a house. And then I thought all the superhero stuff no one would care about. And the first few times I showed it to people, they said, "What? Okay, so where's the other stuff?" Like, they never bought it. It didn't work at all. And that's when I realized someone suggested you should just do little installations, like just little pictures saying where she is and what she does, in colorful images with the background, but, like in a comic book style. And I sort of blew that all out of proportion. Maybe Aaron could talk about his part of it.
The thing that really attracted me to it is that I've worked in comics, animation, and live-action movies, and the great thing about Chad's project is they combined all three in a really interesting and new way. And so you have the comic book aspects, some limited animation in there, but it goes to create, like he said, the story. It gives it a much bigger feel because obviously being low budget, we didn't have the special effects budget to do all these big sequences, so we did them as comic books, and then I think it goes back and forth between these two different worlds, and it's really interesting, and that's what's fun to work on for me.
I thought I was going to have someone doing motion graphics for me, so I was sort of prepping things for him as how I thought they would be, because he said, make sure you have them on separate layers. And then he started having babies, and then suddenly I realized, wait, I'm doing all the work myself, and then realized, let's just go crazy with this, because everyone seems to like it. And Aaron's work was so good, I wanted to use some of the rough drawings, too, that he would give me. So it was just throwing everything into the kitchen sink and mixing it up and just using all of it because it felt right. That's the thing, it felt very real, The experience has been great, and the screening's tonight, so I'm looking forward to hearing it in a big room with the full sound. And they've been more than kind. I mean, I'm sort of blown away by it. I feel humbled by it. I guess advice for filmmakers would be prepared for anything and use it. It's never the same way you wrote it as how you shoot it. It's never the same way from how you shoot it to your first cut, and it's never the same way after you've finished it to screening it. Just be prepared for that. It changes momentum, and everything's a rewrite, and it becomes fresh and new and becomes different. So if you're prepared for that, you can allow elements to come in, and it becomes unique.
Actually, I just walked in the door, but I see you got some Krispy Kreme over there. I'm gonna hit those up, and real fast. I'm gonna do it fast. Nobody will see me.
She may have already.
Yeah, I had 3 just sitting here. You didn't see me.